Well, hello and welcome to this Fotospeed video with me, Tim Jones, and today I'm joined by, well, not joined by actually, I'm actually in Epson HQ, and they've kindly invited me across to talk about the new P5300, or if you're in America, the 5370. Now, this is the new printer that's come out to replace the P5000, so before we get started though, please don't forget to subscribe to the Fotospeed YouTube channel and also sign up to our newsletter as well. I've put a link in the description below, so go and sign up now. I'll also put links to the new printers from Epson, and also we're going to talk a little bit about the P900 and P700 today, so I'll also put some links down below as well. Right, that's the housekeeping out of the way. So let's talk about the new printer from Epson. And I'd like to introduce you to Dominic Gurney as well, because he has very kindly invited me over to have a look at this printer and actually get some hands-on, because there's not too many of them in the country at the minute, is there? So no. I've had to come over, because I wasn't allowed to borrow them, was I, at the minute? But anyway.
We wanted to bring you in. Wanted to show you, bring you into our house, show you around, and let you have hands-on.
Have a nice lunch as well.
It's a little bit bigger than you want to kind of put, carry around. So
yeah, it's a bit of they're always a bit of a monster, these, aren't they? When you compare it to like the 900, and you see one of these.
Absolutely.
But there's a reason for that, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. So, Dom, did you want to just talk through what the P5300 is and why? Yeah. I'd like to say why the P5000 kind of needed that little bit of upgrade into the product range.
Yeah. So the 5000 have been around for a few years. Obviously, there's been developments on the printhead and the inks as well that we've seen with the P900, even down to the LCD panel, which I'll wake up there. So, you know, it's all about that continual development. Epson is very strong on continual development, Kaizen, they call it. So, yeah, we have that continual development. So it wasn't so much that there was anything wrong with the 5000. It was just due a refresh, and we had the new head, the new inks. And that is kind of one of the big key things that I'm sure your customer base will be very interested in, is now this is used in the P900 printhead. It means that both blacks are on board. There's no switching. So it's a true 10-channel printhead. So there won't be any ink loss when it's going from matte black to the photo black, as there isn't now with the P900, whereas with the 5000 there still was. So that was obviously something that customers have responded to us that they've wanted for a while. So it was due that refresh. So we brought that in, and whilst we were doing it, we updated a couple of other bits at the same time. So yeah, it's just that, like I say, continual development, making a good product even better. So that's why it's arrived. That's what it's here for. But yeah.
But it's a great like studio printer, I suppose, as well. And it's quicker as well than the P900 and... Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, the way to think about the positioning of this product is it's an upgrade on the 900 in terms of if you're doing a lot of printing. If you're a commercial printer or you just do a lot of prints on a regular basis, then, you know, the larger inks in the cartridges in here will be beneficial because there'll be obviously lower costs, there'll be less hassle swapping them. But the whole machine, as you can see, it's more robust. You know, it's a big machine. It's designed to be used, you know, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. You've obviously got the roll feed built in as well. So if you want to do the panoramics and things.
That's 17 inch.
Up to 17 inch. Yeah, that's it. So obviously you can have the different widths in there, and the different paper finishes, obviously. So you can have canvas, you can have glossy paper, you can have matte papers, what have you. And then you've obviously got the cutter built in as well. So it'll chop it to whatever size you want.
Because we can add a roll to the P900.
You can,
or the roll feeder. But it hasn't got the cutter.
No, that's right.
And also, it's not properly fed, is it? It's not motorised.
Yeah, exactly. This has got a really nice motorised feed system. It's just designed for that heavier use, you know, so not someone who's looking after their personal kind of printer. It's for people who work in a environment where they're using someone else's product. So, you know, it needs to be a bit more robust.
Yeah. And it also does cut sheet?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we've got the cut sheet tray tucked away underneath the prints here. So you've got from A4 up to A2 cut sheet you can put in there, and then as well as the roll feed. So you've got both options for that, yeah.
Oh, lovely. Now, let's talk a little bit about the ink set in it.
Yep.
People who don't know the P900 and P700 ink set, it's got a violet now.
It has.
Correct?
Yep.
and no black switching, which was really important. I know I've got a few customers who got the P5000s are niggling about that, but we'll leave it there for that.
Yeah. They're welcome to upgrade.
Yeah. So print quality wise, it's pretty much the same as the 900 then, do you think? It's
the colour space, again, it's the same ink set, same print head as the 900. So anybody who's had a 900 that might upgrade to this or add this to the printers should see very similar, the colour space.
You'll probably see some of the prints here we've made on it as well. We've had to go with Epson corporate pictures, but apart from that, all good. But yeah, black and whites as well. I mean, they look pretty good to me, the ones we printed. And the bright, the purple down there as well. I mean, it is... That's
where the violet really comes in, is obviously in the blues and the violets, to extend that colour gamut in there. So yeah, really brings out those punchy colours.
However, this printer is a little bit more expensive than 900.
It is, but obviously you're getting a lot more printer for your money.
Yeah.
So again, just mentioning again, you've got the built-in roll feed, with the built-in cutter. It's got the cut sheet tray as well. And then obviously there's the inks as well. So it's that classic thing of scale. So you pay a bit more for the printer, but you get lower running costs. So
yeah, I mean, the ink costs alone, I think we had a quick look and they're around that, almost like 40% cheaper kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. 45% cheaper cost per print. Yeah, absolutely. That's it. That's all. I mentioned it, but you've got the high capacity ink cartridges on the front here. So again, compared to the 900, you're looking at 50 milliliter cartridges. These are 200 milliliter cartridges. So 4 times the capacity for not 4 times the price. Yeah. So that's where your savings coming from. You're effectively bulk buying your savings. As I always say, my analogy is always why you buy the big box of cornflakes rather than the small ones, because you know that you're going to use it eventually, but it obviously costs less money. And I shouldn't have done this now because I can't put it back in. There we go.
There we are. Got it back in there. Yeah, I mean, it's a great professional printer, I suppose. It wants to be used. So if you're someone that sells a lot of work or is just keen on printing photos and print them every day, it's well worth looking at this printer, because in the long run, it will save you some money as well. And also that panoramic as well. I can think of many landscape photographers that love that capability to print on a roll and not have, there is a few niggles, isn't there? We have to admit, when you're trying to feed, obviously Epson, we're never going to admit it, but when you're trying to feed a roll into other printers, probably the P900 back there, but there is that, it's a little bit more fiddly than just, that's what I'm trying to say anyway, a little bit more fiddly than...
Again, this has been designed with the roll feed in purpose. If anything, this printer's primary use is to go from roll as well as cut sheet, as opposed to the 900, which is designed to use cut sheet as well as roll. So it's just where they're coming from. So you're absolutely right. Using the roll on here is certainly a lot easier than it is using it on the 900. So again, if you are going to be using the roll on a regular basis, either for cut sheet sizes like that or for panoramics, then it's certainly a lot easier to use it on this than it would be on the 900 for sure.
Yeah, and I think that obviously that new head and ink set has kind of brought it all in line, but also the screen, like you touched on at the start, it's pretty much the same across all the printers now, isn't it? Yeah,
exactly. We're trying to standardise obviously some of the features, and the touchscreen, is definitely, certainly anything that's got Shore colour in the name now, from the P700 upwards, has the same colour touchscreen. So makes it easier.
Which is great. So I always tell people that if you can use a P700, you can use a P20000 pretty much, but I know that one's slightly different, isn't it? One question I do have, talking about the roll and the cut sheet, you can go between them. Is that right?
Absolutely. Yeah, so it auto switches between the two. So if you've got the raw media loaded, and then the next job you send down, you want it to be cut sheet from the bottom tray, it will automatically eject the roll feed and then use the cut sheet. Vice versa. Yeah.
Does it automatically load back again or not?
It will, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. No, fantastic. Yeah, because when you're printing jobs, if you want to do some A4s from there and print them all off, and then you want to do a big panoramic next and things, if you've got lots of orders coming in, or you're just printing for yourself or for selling prints yourself as well, then obviously you can just switch between them, you can stack up all your prints and hopefully go and do something else and then come back and they're all done. That's the big thing with it. But I think the speed as well is a massive thing, especially the cut sheet and being able to load a lot of fine art cut sheet in the tray. Because I know some of the other printers that do have them are kind of limited to about that 250 range.
Yeah, I mean, again, the tray, because of the way in which it feeds the media, it'll feed it in, bend it over, and then back out. So if you've got a particularly heavyweight fine art, you have got a single sheet feeder on the top here as well. So if you've got the really heavyweight, so I mean, I'm very cautious, so I will say sort of anything that's 300 GSM and above, I would single sheet feed it. But that's for my own peace of mind. That doesn't mean to say the printer can't do it, but it's just ensuring, you know, it's a nice piece of media. You don't want to waste it by accidentally dragging two, because obviously, particularly with fine art, they tend to grip each other. So yeah, so you have that option as well. So you've got three inputs, as it were.
Oh, nice. So that's just for single sheets, though.
Yeah. Well, again, you can put multiple sheets in. But I'm talking about fine art, single sheet, the heavier weight papers, because it doesn't bend the media as much.
Okay. That's it. And can you print board through it as well?
You can, you can print onto the up to 1.5mm board, poster board. So yeah, that's again, it's obviously got a straight through paper path. You load the media through the front. Nice. You need to leave a gap at the back, and then it'll print it back out the front again. So yeah, got that on all our short colour printers.
Well, I think we've pretty much covered it, to be honest. I'll do some shots of the print and everything, and you should probably seen them as we're going through the video. But yeah, quite impressed with it, to be honest. Bit of a beast in the size, I suppose. So,
again, yeah, it's not aimed at the home use market. It is for the professional who might have a studio or you know, a print lab. I do know people that have them at home. You know, in their back bedrooms or in their flats. Yeah, exactly. So you know, again, if you've got the volume of use, then it's definitely, you know, beneficial. And again, you're going to get the lower running costs because of the higher capacity inks. But obviously, like anything, you need to be having the throughput in order to justify the initial outlay. But yeah, no, it is definitely bigger than the P900 for sure. But
just
again, not aimed at the same person.
No. Fantastic. Well, if you want to see one of these printers in action, I'm hoping we are going to have one at some point in the future, so you can come in to our showroom and have a look as well. That's the plan in a way, when there's a few more in the country. Yeah. So, but thank you for Dom for inviting me to Epson as well.
You're welcome.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Fotospeed YouTube channel and also to sign up to the Fotospeed newsletter to find out some news about this printer. And also, don't forget to download The Art of Printing, the free ebook from Fotospeed. Again, I'll put all the links below for you. Just click on those and it'll take you straight to sign up to the newsletter and download the free ebook from us. So on that note, we will say bye-bye and we'll see you next week.